I'm Mark Cunningham from Indicee. We're based in Vancouver, British Columbia. So we're a business intelligence vendor. We do cloud business intelligence. So what that means is we essentially help companies gather data from various data sources, pull that data together, and allow them to make decisions with it. But we do all that in the cloud, unlike the old version of business intelligence, which is all done inside the firewall. We put it all in one stack of software and allow them to do it in one cohesive workflow and process. Well, we're down for the Cloud Analytics Summit. Jeff Kaplan invited me down to participate in a panel on cloud computing, data integration. And so I was up with a bunch of my colleagues talking about the challenges of business intelligence, why the adoption of business intelligence has not grown to the point of the adoption of things like CRM or HR applications. And so our panel, we actually spent a bunch of time talking about why business intelligence is stuck in this 20% adoption and we're not getting to the other 80%. Traditionally, BI has been tied up in what we call tools. So, people have hammers and nails and lumber and plywood, but in order to build the house, you really need a bunch of people to do that. And I think that's one of the things that's plagued the BI industry, is that there's a heavy cost and complexity component to business intelligence where it's very people driven and it needs a lot of people, which costs a lot of money. And it's been really relegated to the large enterprises only, and the smaller organizations in the mid-market and the small companies can't afford to hire all the resources to be able to put together a BI solution. So we think there's a real opportunity to change that model and disrupt that model and create technology that's much simpler and easier to use at a much lower price point. So that's really kind of where we're coming from at Indicee. I think we are going to see much greater adoption, but I think what you're going to see is a big movement in the ability for business users to be able to actually access data and bring that data together and turn it into something that's meaningful themselves without having to require IT or a bunch of technical resources to be able to do that for them. So I think that's really where we're moving to over the next year or two. The event's great, actually. I think the panels have been great. I think that I like the panel concept versus the individual speakers, so I think it creates a little better collaboration and interaction. And I think we had a pretty decent crowd here today, and so it's been great.